Have you been side lateral raising and overhead pressing till the cows come home, but for some reason your shoulders just don't seem to grow anymore? I'm going to show you 5 exercise alternatives today to try to get those gains back off of life support and get those shoulders of yours growing once again. What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you made your way up the rack here on your side lateral raises and maybe bumped up and made a 10-pound increase, or even a 5-pound increase, or even on your overhead press added 20 pounds to the lift? If you're watching this video, it's probably been a while. Now, those 2 exercises always should be the cornerstone of your shoulder training, but what are you going to do if the gains stop coming? Are you going to continue to bang your head against the wall? I don't think so. I think what you need to do is start to look to other exercise options, and that's why I got 5 here today for you that I'm going to break down the reasons why I think they're going to help to jumpstart those gains once again. So let's get to it. All right, so the first exercise here is one I'm absolutely in love with because it still allows you to overhead press, but it prevents us from getting lazy on the exercise because it demands that we stay tight through our core and even down through our glutes. It's the Z press. All right, so for this exercise, guys, you're actually going to be performing it here on the ground on your ass, but it's to make sure that everything above there is working and working hard. And that's where, again, we get lazy on the overhead press when we stand sometimes, and the benefit of being tight through your core is going to be really, really helpful to getting higher numbers on the press. So what we do is we set up here, legs out in front of us, chest up, sitting up as tall as you can. It's going to reinforce something else that's really important, and that's maintaining good thoracic extension, which is again going to help us to get our arms up overhead. So you grab hold of the bar nice and tight, just outside your shoulders, stay up nice and tall the whole time, press up overhead and down. There's no better exercise when it comes to reinforcing and demanding that you learn how to keep that core tight during the overhead press. All right, now sticking with the press, one of the things that you don't get on any overhead press, whether it be with dumbbells or the barbell, is a stretch on the delts because we never take them into that range of motion, which would be extension at the shoulder here, to allow that to happen. We can fix that with something I like to call a dumbbell scoop press. Instead of starting your presses from here, you actually keep about a 90-degree bend in your elbow and you let them travel back into extension so that when we come out of here, we're getting an additional stretch on the front delt fibers. I come up, scoop up out of it, and continue to press up top. Down, scoop, up, and press. Again, you're getting that benefit of extension that will place additional stretch on the delts that we don't get when we start it from here. A little bonus exercise here for you guys, not one of the 5 we're actually highlighting here in the video, and that is if you have access to this piece of equipment, it's definitely something you're going to want to try. This one here is called the Jammer, and the Jammer equipment is not something you'll find in every gym around the country, but it does have a purpose, and that is to develop more explosive power on your overhead pressing. And the benefit there is sometimes getting the ability to actually just handle more weight because you can utilize more muscles in your body sometimes helps to lift your overall press, and when you go back to strict pressing, you have more weight to actually push up. The benefit here, as you would expect, is just to use your entire body. And if you don't have access to this, you could always do a dumbbell push press, or you could also do a thruster. But I get in this position here, one leg's drop back. I'm going to sit down into it and actually use my legs as I go up and press together. So it's all timed in one explosive movement. Now, when it comes to lateral raises, I've gone to great lengths to tell you guys how important it is to sometimes lighten the weight and focus more on the quality of how you perform every repetition. However, there's also a real value in sometimes going a lot heavier than what you're used to and breaking out of your comfort zone, and that's where this exercise comes in, the cheat lateral. So in this case, what you do is you actually choose a weight that's heavier than what you're used to on the lateral raise, and the goal is not to strict form raise it up out to the side. That's what the lighter dumbbells are for. Here, you actually want to take advantage of the momentum in the cheat element to get the dumbbell up to the top and then force the delt to have to hold, contract, freeze for a split second, and then eccentrically control. And as you see here, we get a little bit of that additional benefit of the stretch on the mid delt at the bottom position. Now when it comes to building big shoulders, you can't keep neglecting the rear delt just because you can't see it. You got to make sure you train all three heads, and the next two exercises are going to do just that. They're going to hit it and hit it hard. All right, so the first exercise up here is called the Lacquer, and what it does is it combines not just extension of the arm back behind the body, which is necessary for that rear delt activation, but it also gets the rotator cuff involved, which is good not just for the health of your shoulder, but also to make the rotator cuff work with the rear delt together as they prefer to. So what we do is we grab a couple dumbbells, and we're going to kind of look like we're hammer curling them at first, but really we're just trying to get the weight moving. And here we're trying to get the weight so that they're facing forward. When they face forward, we have to externally rotate our shoulders to get them there. That's the rotator cuff part. But then we drive the elbows back behind our body, which gives us that extension. So it's a nice tight movement where I'm keeping the dumbbells close to my body and then opening them so my hands are facing you at the end. And finally, exercise number 5, if you have access to a gym, this is going to give you a lot of the same benefits that the Lacquer did, but actually a couple additional ones too that are going to really light up your rear delts. This one here is called the wraparound rear delt row. Hey Jesse, why don't you try to say that one 5 times fast?
No, I embarrass myself on this channel enough.
All right, so the wraparound rear delt row, the extra benefit we're getting here, we're still going to get extension of the arm back behind our body. We're actually going to get some of that external rotation too. But we get the benefit with this cross-arm wraparound positioning to get an additional stretch on the rear delt in the beginning position here. So we grab across the body here, we grab across the body here. We get up, set in position here, athletic stance. I'm going to pull back nice and tight and then try to get the back of my hands facing back behind me for that external rotation. But the elbow is in extension back behind the body. And again, you get that stretch on the bottom and start position. All right, so there you have it, guys. 5 exercises to help you to... What are you doing here?
Well, I do such a great job with the intros. I want to do an outro. I want to do something helpful for them.
We don't need any outros.
No, this is helpful. It's just these cliff notes. It's what you say in 5,000 seconds, I say in 15 seconds.
Oh, really, hot shot?
Yeah.
You want to give it a shot?
I would love to give it a shot.
Go ahead.
All right, first up, Z press. Helps with your core. Second, dumbbell screw press. Front delt stretch, right? Number 3, well, bonus, jammers. If you don't have it, screw it, but it gives you power. Number 4, cheat laterals. If you want to be a real man, do the cheat lateral. Get that weight up. Number 5, Lacquers. Guess what? If you want to honor Hall of Fame...
That's number 4, by the way.
Number 4. If you want to honor a Hall of Famer in the NFL and work your rear delts, Lacquer. Now number 5, if you want to do an exercise that you can't even say, but, you know, still use the cable machine, and do something other than face pulls, what is that, the wraparound row? Well,
what's wrong with face pulls? By the way, it works the rear delt too. Can you get out of here? Can you take this thing, get this thing out of here?
Yeah.
Please? It wasn't so bad, actually. All right, guys, if you're looking for a program to help you to get all of this sort of step-by-step, all of our programs are over at ATHLEAN-X.com. We put the science behind all the selections of the exercises we do and why we do what we do. In the meantime, if you found the video helpful or even maybe Jesse's clip notes, leave a comment below. Let me know what I'm going to cover. I'll do my best to do that for you. And if you haven't already done so, click subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video when we put one out. All right, guys, see you soon.